Everyone, back for another review. This director, Denis Villeneuve, I'm not too much of a fan of his. I didn't really see Arrival. It's not his fault. It's just because of the star Natalie Portman and her big mouth. I did see his last movie, Blade Runner 2049. I thought it was visually stunning. I thought the movie was really boring. So let's see on his newest movie, Dune, and don't get this confused. It actually is called in the movie theater, but not in the marketing, Dune Part 1. Dune Part 1 is the story of two different houses fighting over the planet Arrakis because of a certain mineral that they have there called spice that can be used for various things, and at certain points anything the story wants it to be. We have the good guys, Team Atreides, and then we have the bad guys, Team Harkonnen. And then on the planet itself you have the local natives, the Fremen. This movie is epic in every sense of the word. The shot composition is epic. All the scenery is epic. The battle scenes are epic. The score by Hans Zimmerman is epic. The cinematography is epic. Just like the shot compositions are all epic. This is made to be seen on the biggest screen you can see it on. I know it's available on HBO Max right now. Go to a theater, go to IMAX to see this, cause you will have just the visuals alone are mind-blowing. Now with the word epic, this also feels like an epic. This movie's a little bit over 2.5 hours, and I felt every minute of it. For the first hour of the movie is straight up exposition between characters and kind of setting up this world and setting up the lore and the history. This is one thing I'm going to say about anyone who's watching other reviews for this movie. Always find out if the reviewer has read the books or not. That's very important to their point of view. I have not read the books in decades, so I came into this completely not remembering a lot of the story. I remembered more of the Genesis game than I did for the books. So that takes a big, because I think when you are more caught up with the lore, you'll get more out of this movie. I thought the acting was fine. I thought Rebecca Ferguson as the mom, I think she was probably one of the better actors in this, or better emotionally set characters in the movie. Jason Momoa, he just kind of playing himself as this cool, calm, collected badass. Everyone else kind of was flat to me. Josh Brolin, I get why his character was flat, because he is this hardcore general. Oscar Isaac, I kind of get why he's flat in this movie, because he's the leader of House Atreides, and he's kind of has to go between being a diplomat and a father and his son. The main character, Paul, played by Timothée Chalamet, I thought he played it well, but I never thought vocally he was changing his pitch. Like, he kind of talked always in the same monotone voice, so I had a hard time, like, getting invested in his story. Also, this movie takes a long time to get started for me. When we do finally get to our first battle scene, an hour and 40-something minutes into the movie, it is big, it's grand. Like I said, it's epic. That's a word to use for this movie. I wasn't invested in the story as much, though. Zendaya's in this movie, but she's barely in this movie. She's mostly in flashbacks. She does come in at the end to let us know. And I hate this line in any movie. Now the adventure begins. As soon as she said that, I go, that's the end of this movie. And I was right. See you in part 2. If they make a part 2. Yeah, I think a lot of the enjoyment of this movie is if you, one, see it in the theater on the biggest screen you can, and two, if you're a fan of the source material. I was kind of cold coming into it. I realize this director does do big. He knows how to direct, and he knows how to set the world up. I'm not so sold on him on helping actors hit different ranges. And yeah, I really wasn't that invested in these characters. I'm going to give this a pretty average score because I think the sets and the world itself was way better than the characters. So I'm going to give Dune a 6.8. Do I really need to watch this again? Probably not, but I would watch a part 2 because it did. I feel like the setup was good enough where part 2 you can get to the payoff, and I think it can be a lot better. So, but once again, it depends on how Villeneuve get his actors to emote. It's not M. Night Shyamalan bad where it feels like the people are reading scripts, but it feels like people just memorize lines and are saying them for most of the characters. That's my review of Dune. Like I said, any review you see of this movie, find out whether they knew the backstory and the lore beforehand. I think, and that will tell me a lot, and that will gauge to me a lot what your experience will be like. So, that's it for now. Until next time. Keep your hands away.